Alrighty, YouTube. ENR Collectors here. We got another video. So these have been going around a lot, going around like wildfire. Top 50 comic books. So thought we'd throw our hats in the ring, as it were. So
not sure if these are in any particular order.
No. I mean, it's going to be a mix of our favorite covers, favorite stories, most valuable books, stuff like that. So. Just kind of our favorites. So a lot of these of mine, I'm pretty sure I've shown in various videos, but as far as the brother goes, I'm not sure how much he's shown. So so some of this might be new. I mean, we've got a lot of new subscribers too, so this might be new for some of them too. So without further ado, I guess we'll just get into it. We'll try to keep this somewhat quick. It's a lot of books to go through. So I'll do my first one, Amazing Spider-Man 25 Unknown Comics variant. Really like that one. We'll alternate these.
I'm going to come in with Groot, #1 Hastings variant. Very funny story, just like the story.
Yeah, it was a really fun story. I did really like the interior art on that too.
I think it was done by a Disney animator, actually.
Yeah, it was very Disney feel to it. This is Dr. Aphra #8, covered by Ashley Witter, Denver Comic Con exclusive from 2017. Really like the detail in this one. So.
This is Angela #1, done by Gillen. We actually got to meet Kieran Gillen. Very good writer. Sometimes difficult to read. He's a good writer, though.
Throw up a graded book here. Justice League of America #1, Colorado flag cover. Gotta rep the home state there.
Okay, this is a variant Starfire #1. I'm trying to remember I think it's the Lupacino. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But the story's hilarious. She kind of plays a very naive visitor to Earth.
Everybody and their brother has one of these, Supergirl 19, but it's one of my favorite art journals. I really like this one. And I have the foil version of this off at CBCS right now that's signed by Steve Orlando, the writer. So I guess it'll kind of be the placeholder for that one. So.
I'll counter that with Artgerm Supergirl #18. I like this cover because it's just old school. Seems like a World War II kind of artwork.
Throwing some older Bronze Age, I think, Batman 359. This is the first cover appearance of Killer Croc. But it's also fun. It's got all the other Batman villains on it, so it's a really fun one.
This is the Howard the Duck #1 first appearance of Gwenpool. Big fan of Gwenpool. This is the Ron Lim B cover. It was done after the color. The color is the most expensive Gwenpool book you can get. I haven't gotten that one yet.
The only Silver Age Batman book that I have, Batman 190. I'm a big Penguin fan. This is a terrible shape. The cover is detached, so I really want to get an upgrade to it. But for the time being, I really like that.
This is Harley Quinn #0. This was kind of when Dan Palmiotti and Amanda Connor took over the series. And the funny part is that the whole book, it has Harley Quinn, but it focuses on who's going to be the comic book artist. And so you see all these other people are artists for the book, so it's kind of funny to see the different styles of the artist. It's kind of it breaks the fourth wall, kind of like a Deadpool.
Yeah, that's always fun. Keeping up with my Penguin theme, this Batman 23.3 or Penguin #1, depending on your point of view. But this is a lenticular cover. Always like a good Penguin cover. And it's a good story, too. I did like the story.
So it might be controversial. Kanan, The Last Padawan. I know some people didn't really care for this, but I'm a huge fan of the Clone Wars era, and I really appreciated getting the find out the origins of Kanan. So this one's kind of, I like the series as a whole. I just picked number 1 because I like the cover with the clone troopers around.
All right, my next one, I'm pretty sure I've shown this a couple times. Batman Adventures number 1, signed by Kevin Conroy, who's the voice of Batman from the animated series, but it's also signed by Ty Templeton, who did the cover and then the interior art for this book.
Okay, Han Solo. This one's still got a price tag on it. This one's the live action cover, but really good story, actually. Really liked the Han Solo standalone. That was a mini series, I think. 5 books.
Yeah,
for that
was
one.
of the miniseries.
So
I'm gonna kind of cheat on this one. So some of my top books, at least 3 of them, are off at CBCS right now, because I got them signed at Denver Comic Con and they're taking their sweet time. But I'll start with this one. Hopefully this picture comes through that I took of it. It's Cassian and K2SO number 1, so it was a one-shot. This is the JohnTylerChristopher.com exclusive action figure variant, and it's signed up here in the silver. Kind of the glare in the picture is not really doing it, but it's signed by Alan Tudyk, so that's off getting graded at the moment, but that's definitely one of my top ones.
or Andrew.
Andy. No, yeah, they entered it in on the CBCS website as Andy Tudyk, so I had to email them to hopefully get that fixed.
Hope you get that one
I
fixed.
don't want that
May not ever sell so well.
Don't
if you
want
need
that
to.
on the label.
Art Germ, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man cover.
That's
Thank goodness for R, he got this one at Colorado Springs
Yeah,
Comic-Con. I couldn't afford to go this year, but really good cover. Great price on it.
one of the 5 booths that was selling comic books. Keep on with some Art Germ. This is Amazing Spider-Man 25. Black Cat. This is just a really good one. I like the detail in it and all that, so it's a really good one.
Okay, going back, this is one of the few older books I have. The Savage She-Hulk number 1, first appearance of She-Hulk. I think this was one of the last characters Stan Lee ever introduced into the Marvel universe. I found this in a bin for like, I want to say like 10, 15 bucks, and it's in great shape. I mean, nothing's detached. The pages are still white. Eventually, I'm going to get this one graded.
All right, now this is another picture. So hopefully this comes through. Maybe not so much. Anyway, it's Darth Maul number 1. This is the Mark Brooks 1 in 50 variant, and it's signed. Boy, that is not coming through at all.
You got to get your thumb out of there.
It is signed by Ray Park,
Yeah, try this.
actor who played. That kind of helps. I don't know. The actor who played Darth Maul in Phantom Menace and also in Solo. So once that comes back, I'm sure that'll be the top book of my collection, if it isn't already.
So here, this one's for A Song and a Dance. There's a few of these out there. I think they were done for, I want to say, Wounded Warriors coming back. I don't know if it was part of the Wounded Warrior project, but I found this on like a booth at Denver Comic Con. I think it was like $1 or $2, which was a steal on it. It's a Campbell cover. I thought it was kind of cool. I think he's got one for Pinocchio. I think he's got one for Eve from Adam and Eve, the biblical story. So he's got a couple out there that are pretty cool and just kind of they're all done by IDW, and I think there was like one each year. Don't quote me on that. I don't know enough about it, but they're really cool covers and they're all kind of classic stories. So I want to see if I can get more of those.
So here's this one, Luke Cage number 1, Neil Adams variant. Signed by Neil Adams and Mike Coulter, who played Luke Cage in the Netflix series. Like that one.
Darth Vader number 3. This was the first appearance of Dr. Aphra. Pretty cool book. I think it's the first appearance of Black Krrsantan.
No, that's Darth Vader number 1.
Oh, is that Darth Vader number 1? Well, I've got that one graded too.
Yeah,
He's a cool character. But I like Dr. Aphra. Sometimes the story goes a little awry. Not a huge fan of the recent artwork in it, but I mean, she's kind of like an Indiana Jones of the Star Wars world, and I just think that's kind of cool. That's a cool twist on things. So,
a lot of people know this one, Venom Lethal Protector #1, first Venom in his own series. I really like the cover. I really like red, so the red foil cover is great. I'll get this one graded eventually. But,
Domino #1. I think this is the 1 in 50 J. Scott Campbell variant. Love that it's got, you know, all the characters on the side there too. Found that one for a good price at Denver.
I'll do my last cheating one here. So this is not coming through. This is off at CBCS, Chewbacca #1, Alex Ross 1 in 50 variant, signed by Eunice Suetamo. He is the new actor for Chewbacca in all the latest Star Wars movies. The comic book story wasn't anything great, but it's a really cool cover, and it's signed by the Chewbacca actor, so you can't beat that.
Okay. Stan Lee meets Doctor Strange, signed by Stan the Man. Pretty cool book. I wouldn't say it's that popular. You can get the book for, you know, pretty cheap, but it's a cool story. It's pretty fun, and it's cool that he wrote part of it. He's in the book, so I thought it'd be a cool one to get signed.
Yeah, and then this is mine. I actually kind of have a love-hate relationship with this one. This is my Stan Lee signature. So this is Amazing Spider-Man 400, signed by Stan Lee. I don't know. I'm just kind of... I don't know how I feel about this one. It's a terrible grade on a book that's not really worth all that much. But a couple of years ago, Stan Lee came to Denver Comic-Con. I needed something for him to sign. This is the most interesting book that was somewhat related to him that I had, so yeah, that's what I got. But yeah, can't beat a Stan Lee signature.
Hey, this one's signed by Campbell. We got the certificate of authenticity. I'm not gonna be able to get a gold label on this. I couldn't afford to get it all graded and everything, but I love the cover. I love the reverse on it. So this is, I think it's cover D, The Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, Black Cat number 11.
All right. This is Star Wars #2, the Han Solo action figure variant. This is a really hard to find action figure variant.
I'll say
believe me, yeah, there's
I don't know if ours ever told you the story. We went to Mile High Comics, biggest comic book store in Colorado, maybe west of the
biggest. I thought it was the biggest store in the world. I mean, at least they're.
Well, anyway, we went there for the pre-party before Denver Comic Con. Never forget it. Top shelf, saw this comic book up there. They get a ladder. They climb up there. He had been looking everywhere because he collects the action figure variants.
Because this is a really hard to find book. And they said, you know, they had got on the computer because I asked him how much it would be. And, you know, he's going through the computer and he's looking and he's looking. And I should have known after how long it took him to find a price on the thing. But he was like, $50. And that's actually a really good price for this book.
Excellent price.
Yes, I'll take it. And so they get on the ladder that goes all the way up to the top of the wall in this giant warehouse they have. They pull it down,
it's like
and it's
three stories up.
It's just a photocopy of the cover that they put in a bag and board and stuck it up on the wall.
It was a picture of the book.
It was a picture of the book. It wasn't the book itself.
They put it in a comic book bag and board, and they put it up there as if it were for sale.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, sorry, we must not have it." So it was stupid. I was really mad.
We were so disappointed. That wasn't the only instance. This book was really hard to find. There were like
I had to end up getting this on eBay. I've only ever seen it at like a con or something like that once.
Well, they didn't print a whole lot of them because they didn't think it was going to be that popular. So
yeah,
it's like one of the hardest ones to get. I think next to the black and white Luke Skywalker and
that one's the black and white Luke Skywalker. If I ever get that for less than $1,000, that's a good.
I saw one once for real cheap.
Ridiculous how how hard that black and white Luke Skywalker for Star Wars #1
And
is.
the
It's just
and the
absurd.
Boba Fett. I like this one. So this is J. Scott Campbell. The back is the Virgin cover. The front is the regular cover. And I got this one because I love, again, the old school look. I'm an old school kind of guy, so you throw me back in the day, you take me back to like old school kind of covers, costumes, etc. I like that kind of stuff.
So here's Star Wars #4. This is the Boba Fett action figure cover. It's a JohnTylerChristopher.com exclusive.
Very hard to get.
Also, another, along with the Han Solo, really hard to find action figure variant. Of course, the black and white Luke Skywalker for Star Wars #1 makes this and the Han Solo look like pennies.
You talk about
It's
comic book
absurd
investing.
how
The folks that bought these when they first came out for $4, they made some mad profit. All right, coming in hot, Billy D. Williams sign, Lando #1. I not only like the comic book, I not only like it because it's signed by Billy D. Williams, although it's only an 8.5 because of the stupid sticker I paid for on the back. I like it because of the story. Excellent story, classic Lando. They really captured the character and the writing. The art was
a
good.
great series.
It was a good series all around. Great books. And it's surprising. You can find them for pretty cheap in almost every store. They still have a bunch.
The Lando action figure is
Very
ridiculously easy to find. I see
Yeah.
those all over the place. So I'll throw mine in. This, at the moment, is probably my favorite book. I love Lando's character, so this is my Lando #1, 1 in 50 Alex Ross variant, signed by Billy D. Williams. I wasn't there to meet him, but I got it signed, and so
subsequently ruined by the security sticker that
they put the certificate of authenticity. They got that little hollow foil sticker on the back that matches with the certificate of authenticity. So they put that sticker on the book, and that's what knocks this down to an 8.5. Otherwise, both of ours are 9.8s. There is absolutely nothing wrong. The grader's notes, don't have anything on them besides the sticker, so I'm thinking they're 9.8s, except for the stickers. So,
all right, Princess Leia #1, signed by J. Scott Campbell, 9.8. Love the cover. It's a puzzle cover. Ours actually got the Star. I don't know if you have it with you.
Yes, I'll throw it up.
Throw it up next to it. So
Yep. So this will be mine too. So this is the Star Wars #1, J. Scott Campbell. I don't remember what side.
So it's supposed to be a puzzle. It's kind of odd that Princess Leia's in there twice, but
I think it's
because that's her dress or something, yeah.
Like of a stormtrooper or something. So I think
Yeah,
the Star
it goes
Wars
there.
goes in the middle.
Because there's C-3PO feet on mine. So
They don't really connect together too well.
and then there's the Darth Vader, which I still have yet to get. I haven't.
That's
seen
one
it.
I really want.
I haven't seen
It's
it.
kind of hard to find.
And he's also got, I think, a Star Wars #1 with Boba Fett on it. That one's a good one. That one's hard to find too. That one's expensive.
Yeah.
Okay. This one I like the story, like the character. I got the A and B cover. This is the Gamora #1. This one's the J. Scott Campbell. I have the series though. It's supposed to be, I wouldn't say necessarily an origin story, but it kind of goes back a little bit with Gamora and kind of introduces you to the character she was before she became a good guy. And I like seeing that kind of thing. So
This is my Darth Vader #1 action figure variant. I really like the action figures. I've been trying to collect all of the action figure variants that John Tyler Christopher is doing for all of the Star Wars books. I'm only missing a few. But this is also the first book I ever got signed, and one of two of the first books that I got graded. So it's signed by Kieran Gillen, the writer down there. He signed it in black, the absolute worst color to sign this book in. But that's all he had. And I didn't know at the time I could bring my own.
yeah, he signed him
markers,
for
but-
free. Really cool
Yeah,
guy.
for free.
Again, very good writer. too.
Yeah, it was a great story too. So.
So, all right, this one's kind of an odd one. The Dynamic Forces. I think this is limited to 5,000 copies. Princess Leia #1. Again, I like the Princess Leia series. The artwork was a little different, but it was good. I thought. I like the cover because it's got Boba Fett, Chewbacca. It's just got like everything I love. I love the Battle of Hoth, so I love that they got the AT on there. So that's a really cool cover.
Continuing on with some Star Wars. Star Wars Force Awakens #1. Neil Adams cover. This is the, what is it, Nickel City or CreatorBox.com exclusive, Nickel City Comic Con exclusive, what have you.
I got that one.
Signed by Neil Adams. Yeah, that was a great gift. I do really like this book. It's the only Star Wars cover I've seen Neil Adams do that wasn't a hand sketch. It was
Pretty
ridiculously
good one,
expensive.
yeah. All right, so this one's pretty cool. This is the Jean Grey #1. I'm not the biggest fan of Jean Grey. I like the book enough though to get it. This is the D cover, convention exclusive, signed by J. Scott Campbell, Sabine Rich, and Famke Janssen, the first Jean Grey in the movies. And so I got it signed by 3, 9.8. Just a really cool book. Really cool to have that kind of book in the collection.
So, winding down, this will be Star Wars #1. This is the Sarah Pacelli variant. This is the first variant I ever got, and this is kind of where I credit the start of my comic collecting, at least. You know, I was looking for a way to jump into comic collecting, and when Marvel started up with the Star Wars books, that was a perfect jumping on point for comic books, and this is the...
That's still a pretty valuable cover to find, too.
I haven't seen it around a lot. I'm a big fan of the Imperial Guards. I like Imperial Guards, so that's a big reason why I got it.
Okay, sticking with comedy. I love comedy. Harley's Little Black Book #1. This is the J. Scott Campbell variant. I got it signed by him as well. They gave me a 9.4 on this because they said it had poly bag pressing on it, and I look at it and I'm like, I don't see anything. But I love the story. If you haven't read any of the Harley's Black Book, she basically meets up with all these other DC characters. The first one was with Wonder Woman, and she basically tries to copy their heroism in certain ways or to become their sidekick, and it's really funny to see because she only makes things worse. I think that she did Green Lantern, Superman. I'm trying to think what other ones. There might have been a Flash in there. So really funny books. If you find them, read them just because they're a good laugh.
All right, this will be my last one, and I just showed this in one of our last videos, so nothing exactly new. Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows #1, Art Germ. Probably my favorite Art Germ cover so far. I do really like this one. So the first CGC book I got after submitting it. That Boba Fett action figure was a CGC book, but I had bought that already graded. So,
all right, I got 2 more here. So, Edge of Spider-Verse, Gwen Stacy is Spider-Woman. First appearance of Spider-Gwen. I found this on the shelf. I thought it'd be a higher grade, but it does have some bad marks. Either way, hard book to get. Good story though. Cool story. I mean, launched into her own comic book story after this one because it was so popular. I think it was the costume more, you know. But she was a cool character. And then I'll say this: Justice League versus Suicide Squad. Good series. This is the Art Germ cover. I got this as a grade 9.8 CBCS. So again, good series, good story. And those are all of my comic books. I think I had 24. R had 26. Hopefully that's 50.
Close to 50-ish. Maybe a little more. I don't know. Kind of lost count, but it's
50?
enough.
I didn't count.
I don't think
I probably should have counted down. But
I don't know. The top books in our collections. I don't know. I'm starting to look into getting some keys and stuff like that. I'd kind of like to get into, and maybe some older books. But yeah,
man, it's been fun. to get
Yeah.
this many books, this many cool books, you know, by your favorite artists, your favorite writers, your favorite story arcs.
Mhm.
It's taken a while, but it's been fun. So
Still growing. So.
we'll keep with it, and we will hopefully come back with some even better comics
Yep.
to show you guys in the future.
Yeah.
So
Alrighty. Thanks for watching, everyone.
we'll see you next time.